So this particular model shows the development of the interatrial septum. So this is stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. Few things at the very beginning, identification. So this central structure here is the endocardial cushion or the AV cushion. Development of this structure does two things. One, it is the central structure which divides the common AV canal into a right and the left AV canal. And secondly, this is the structure to which the two septa, that is the interatrial or the interventricular septa, will connect and then separate the compartments of the heart. Now in this one, what we are finding is the development of the septum primum. And here we have actually shown you directly the ostium secundum, because here this was the septum primum. So this particular channel that is present between the endocardial cushion and the lower margin of the septum primum is my foramen primum. Now what has happened is that this particular septum primum has eventually come down, fused with the endocardial cushion, and now there is a gap that has formed in the upper part of the septum primum. So this particular cavity is the ostium secundum or the foramen secundum, okay, and just to the right of it develops a very small structure that is referred to as the septum secundum. Now if you move in here, what I find is that the septum secundum is slowly coming downwards and it is trying to meet with the septum primum. Now as it does so, there is basically a very small gap that is existing between the two septum. So this is what is actually referred to as the foramen oval. Now at the same time, if you note very carefully here, what has started to happen is that the muscular wall of the ventricle has started to grow. Now we come to the last diagram. Now sir, in this one what has happened is that the septum secundum, which is not only developing from the roof but partly from the anterior wall, okay, as well as a part of it from the roof. So it is more or less like a sickle shaped septum that is coming from posterior border, anterior border and the superior border. So it is coming down in three directions. Now there is a small opening, as we have already told. Just as this is the foramen oval, which is getting guarded by this particular structure, which is referred to as the valve of the foramen oval. Remember, the valve of the foramen oval is my primitive septum primum. Okay. Now, at the same time, we have already noted here that the ventricular wall is growing to separate the two ventricular chambers. Here, what do we find? We find that the entire ventricular septum, that is the muscular part of the ventricular septum, has given rise to the muscular part of the interventricular septum. Okay. Now there is a portion which lies above it. This is something that you have learned already in theory, that this upper part will give rise to those things, that is the two bulbar ridges, and the two bulbar ridges will actually fuse with these structures. That means the communication that is happening between the LA to the LV, the RA to the RV. Okay, these communications. So here we have found that the muscular part of the ventricular septum is coming up, number one. Number two, the endocardial cushion is already present. The third thing that we are getting is, yes sir, there is formation of what is referred to as the two bulbar ridges. So the two bulbar ridges with the endocardial cushion, they fuse and form the membranous part of the interventricular septum, which will fuse with the muscular part of the interventricular septum, and then it is going to give rise to the interventricular septum proper.